The simple principle is the emitters should pay for the cost of their pollution. From California to China, governments and authorities around the world are implementing emissions trading systems.
The governments involved in implementing such system decided to form a new international network in October 2007, ICAP. ICAP will run technical workshops covering all aspects of market linking. It will work to strengthen the capacity of developing and emerging economies to show an interest in this type of market mechanism and facilitate information sharing among existing systems.
When you ask yourself what's the least number of most important things that have to be done, you come to pricing pretty quickly.
A carbon price, if it's going to be effective and functional in delivering environmental results, has to be strong, predictable, and that decreases the amount of CO2 allowances available over time.
Markets, etc., etc., etc. Frankly, they are only a means to an end.
Until not long ago, climate change used to be considered less urgent, but not anymore. Korea's successful introduction and implementation of ETS can serve as an exemplary model for developing countries.
The carbon market is one of the integral parts of China's policy to seek a low carbon development path. Now China already have launched 7 pilot carbon markets in 7 provinces, and now 5 of them have already completed the first compliance year. We are anticipating a national unified carbon market in the next coming 2 to 3 years. So I think it's good movement for China. The momentum is very exciting, actually.
New Zealand was one of the earliest countries, the first outside of the European Union, to introduce an emissions trading scheme. The motivation for doing that was to help us to meet our commitment under the Kyoto Protocol.
The carbon tax was approved as part of a major tax reform in the country.
And just to give you an idea, since the RGGI program was started in 2009, the states have collected $1.8 billion, and the lion's share of that has been invested in energy efficiency and renewable energy. It created $1.6 billion in economic benefits to the participating states, including creating thousands of jobs and reducing energy bills by $1.3 billion.
It was great to be able to learn from people who had gone before us. I'd really like to see from the negotiations a clear role for subnationals to play and a clear consideration of how we fit into the broader mosaic.
It is very important to engage the stakeholders at an early stage.
Big Asian cities that are going to grow and have energy demands in the future are already looking to that.
We simply need a lot of hard work in making the benefits well known to the broad public as well as to the governments and the civil society.
So that's, I think, the complementarity of price and the right kind of complementary policies that will open these doors is the kinds of ways that we need to be thinking about this.
Innovation is not just about big, shiny new technologies. It's also about incremental improvements that together add up. And that's where a carbon price can make a huge difference, again, by putting those decisions about how to cut emissions in the hands of the entrepreneurs and the innovators and the businesses that deal with it every day.
To grow a carbon market, businesses have to embrace the impact that they're having on the environment and not be afraid to send that price signal to their customers.
If there is no carbon price, carbon prices, carbon pricing systems, right, then everything else just becomes much harder, slower. It's a workaround.
Carbon pricing is essential to reduce emissions in a cost-effective way. The technicalities can be resolved, but you need political decision, political will to move forward.
Let us develop a common vision for a cost-efficient global carbon market and then, step by step, make that vision a reality.
If anybody was intending to sleep between now and Paris, forget it. You can sleep in January of 2016. This is it. If ever you thought that you are being called to a cause, you who have really a lot of the knowledge of what we're going to do with this very powerful instrument, this is it.